Yeah, let's all give a big hand for the Honorable Suzanne Scholte.
Well, again, I want to thank you all for being here. And I want to just tell you how important it is to stand before this embassy. And Sam, Kim, and I mean, when I got here, William Kim was, Suzanne, how many times have you protested in front of the Chinese embassy? It's got to be in the Guinness World Records. But it's really important that we do this. Several years ago, I got kind of discouraged because it seemed like we weren't getting through to the Chinese on this. And Rabbi Abraham Cooper, who's the vice chairman of our coalition and also a great admirer of Sam Kim and KCC, said, Suzanne, you've got to keep standing up. You've got to keep protesting at the Chinese embassy because silence is death. Silence suggests acquiescence. So it's really important, even though China continues to have this brutal, inhumane, and illegal policy of repatriation of North Korean refugees, even though it continues to do that today, we've got to keep standing up because there are some glimmers of hope, and I want to share a couple of those with you. First of all, earlier this year, a scholar, a Communist Party member named Deng Yuan, who was the editor of a major communist newspaper, wrote, "It is time for China to give up on North Korea and work with South Korea to unify the peninsula as a democracy." That was a communist China scholar. Now, he obviously lost his position, but I believe there are many leaders in China that know that the future is with South Korea. We know the Chinese people, and Cho Jin-hye can testify to this. Every time we speak anywhere in the United States or when she speaks out in other places, Chinese students come up to her and they go, "I am so sorry. I had no idea what our government was doing." The Chinese people are on our side. And what is happening today by this government in China is appalling. We know last year, despite the outcry in South Korea, 71-year-old mother was repatriated back to North Korea, whose daughter lived in China. I'm sorry, whose daughter lived in South Korea. We know a 14-year-old girl was repatriated by China, even though her parents lived in South Korea and cried out to allow her to commit suicide rather than be forced back to North Korea. We know what happened last month. 9 children were forced back to North Korea. We know that this is continuing. And that's why it's so important for you to be here today, because we know the Chinese citizens are on our side. We know there's people in the Chinese government that are on our side. What the Chinese are doing is against international law. It is inhumane. It is barbaric. And they are slowly realizing that the future is with South Korea. And that's why it's so important to continue to stand up until they reverse this horrible, horrible policy. So let's keep fighting until China reverses this illegal, as I said, illegal, inhumane, barbaric policy and stop kowtowing to North Korea and work with the international community to save the North Korean orphans that are in China and allow the refugees safe passage. God bless you all for being here.